Hey guys, just wanted to bring you guys something for the month of August. I know that I haven't blogged in quite a while, and I was actually going to write this post, but it's like, I don't know, it's like the words wouldn't come to me in like written form. So I was like, let me just do a video and bang it out because it's something that I think we can all kind of get something from, and so I wanted to share it. I didn't want to just keep it to myself, but this video is actually pretty hard for me to make, and I guess that's why I found it so hard to write about, because what I'm about to tell you, I'm still kind of in disbelief, but I kind of see where my therapist was coming from when we came to this discovery. So let me just go ahead and get to the nitty gritty. So, over these last few sessions in therapy, my therapist and I have uncovered the fact that I might have low self esteem. And to anybody who knows me, and to me myself, I was looking like, girl, what? Who got low self esteem? Because it's not me. It's not Adriana Sequel. Because if you were to ask me what I think about myself, baby, I only have the highest praises to sing about me. I am that bitch. I have been that bitch. I will remain that bitch. And there's really no other convincing of otherwise. Funny enough, a while back, maybe like a few months ago, um, my therapist and I did this exercise where she had me list like all of these qualities about myself, like all these good qualities about myself. And that's got to be the easiest exercise she ever gave me to do, because I'm literally just one by one just going down a list like, oh, I can only list three. You sure? Because I have more than that, like if you want. And so when we kind of uncovered this, I was just like, what do you mean I have low self-esteem? Like, where is this coming from? That's not true. And the thing is that it's not true in the sense that I don't think highly of myself. It comes from the fact that, unfortunately, I really care about what people think. So follow me, right? So when I was a child, my parents were like super affirming, like super duper affirming, always told me really great things about myself. One of the things, for example, that they would always tell me is that I was a very intelligent little black girl. And it was the truth. And I knew that because they told me, and I was just a little kid, so of course I believe my parents when they tell me things like that. I stayed on the honor roll like Lil Nas X stays on these music charts. My teachers would tell me all the time how smart I was. Like, all the receipts were there. There was plenty of evidence to confirm that, like, yeah, girl, when it comes to academics, you really do kill it. But now that I'm older, I think about the fact that, okay, maybe I was smart. I was smart. I was. Like, I'm not about to take that away from myself. I was. But the reason I knew that, or the reason I felt that way, was because of a lot of external validation. I'm going to let y'all marinate on that for a second. A lot of external validation. So at 27, Adriana has to ask herself, are you really smart? Do you, Adriana Sequel, feel like you are intelligent? Not what your parents told you, not what your teachers or professors in college have told you, not what your grades say. Do you feel like you're intelligent, and why? And I kind of realized that when my therapist and I did that activity where I was listing out all these really great qualities about myself, a lot of them were from, I guess, things and compliments that other people have given me. Like, I think for one, I wrote down that I'm funny. Like, I think I'm really funny. And I mean, y'all tell me I'm funny. Y'all like my videos, especially when I'm acting the ass on IG stories, and y'all tell me I'm funny all the time. But it's just like, do I genuinely think I'm funny? Or have I just adopted that personality trait because somebody told me I was? Um, And it's a mind fuck, really. I mean, all the shit in therapy is a mind fuck because it really calls you to think about who you are and who you have been for a large part of your life. And I'm at the stage now where I'm examining all of those things. Anything I've ever believed about myself, anything that anyone's ever told me, good or bad, I have to now figure out, is that the truth? I have to figure out the truth about me so that I know exactly who I am. And it's hard. It's super hard to deprogram years and years of, just this personality that you've created over time. It's super hard. But are you being who you really are? Or are you being what people have told you you are, who you're supposed to be? It's really something. Like, it's really something to think about, and I didn't think about it until now. And so where all of that kind of plays into the low self-esteem is that, you know, maybe I do think I'm funny. Maybe I do think I'm smart. Maybe I do actually think I'm attractive. Like, these are the thoughts that I have, and this is how I feel about myself. But I care too much about what people think. And I know that we all like to think that we're unbothered and we don't care. And, oh, fuck whoever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Okay, when you crying yourself to sleep at night. Okay, sure, keep telling yourself that. I care too much what people think. And I realize that if I have enough people somewhere telling me that I'm not X, Y, and Z, then it'll start to creep in my mind and I'll believe it. It's just like if somebody grew up in an abusive household, a physically, emotionally, specifically like verbally abusive household, and they were told that they are nothing, they're lower than low for the majority of their life, they're gonna believe that. That's certainly not the truth, but they don't know that. They only know what they've been told. And so that downloads into your mind, and that's how you start to think about yourself over time until you stop, or somebody brings to light that, hey, what you're thinking isn't healthy, that's not the truth, and you need to deprogram. And so, it's just like, for example, I think I'm a good writer. I think I'm a great writer. And I actually have been told that I was. Actually, you know what? Story time. Let's go. So when I was in college, I had a professor. If you didn't know, I have a degree in communication, specifically journalism, written and video journalism. And for the longest time in my life, I thought that I would become a news anchor. And when I got to my capstone class and we had to start making those video packages, I was like, oh no, baby, it's not for you, sis. It's not for you. But what I didn't realize is that I was actually really strong at written journalism. So I had a professor, and she really enjoyed my work. Like, she really enjoyed pretty much everything I put out, to the point that I was receiving extra assignments. We would actually write, like, we would have our work published in local, like, magazines like Folio Weekly. We've had stuff published in the Times Union, the local newspaper, and I would get extra assignments on top of all that, so that had, like, that equaled more published work for me. So there was actually a writer at the Times Union who would help us with whatever project it is that we were working on for the Times Union at that time. And she got a hold of my writing, and she loved it as well. And basically it was to the point where she was like, when you graduate, call me. And I was like, okay, bet, job. And when that time came, it was like, okay, you told me that you really love my writing. You were waiting for me to graduate so we can go ahead and, put things in motion. What's up, what's going on? Because now you know where to be found. I'm in a job hunting process. Things are going left. It's always, oh, well, you just don't have enough experience. Okay, well, great. Yeah, I know that I don't, but here's somebody who claims to have loved my writing, who's supposed to be my in sort of, and they're not there. So actually, for the longest time, that was like a huge blow to my confidence. And I felt like, on top of all the rejection that I was getting because I didn't have enough experience, I just felt like, okay, well, y'all must have lied to me then. Y'all must have just thought that, oh, I was good for the class, but I must not be good for the real world, because none of y'all, my professor, not that writer for Times Union, none of y'all are anywhere to be found. And this is a time where I could really use you as a reference or a resource. You know what I mean? And I did not write for the longest time. My first job that I came up on out of college didn't have nothing to do with journalism. And that's how bad it was. And it's crazy because I just think about, if I had been secure in my own talents, if I had known what I know now and how I can create content and how I can write, how I can podcast, if I had known about all of that in 2014, who knows where I would have been today. And I really let myself stop doing something that I love. I love doing it for fun. I'm sure I would also like to do it as like a real job. I stopped doing something that I love based on what I felt like other people thought of me. Ain't that some bullshit? Like, that's some real deal baby back bullshit. And I can't believe that I let that happen, but it's the truth. And it's just like, that's what will happen to you if you let other people define you. And to this day, I ain't never heard from that lady again, but it's fine because, I mean, as we all know, newspapers are dying. So who knows? That rejection could have been God's protection. Maybe he kept me out of some situation that I did not yet see, and now I'm doing what I'm doing now with the Authentically ASB brand, and it's dope. And if I would have just believed in myself instead of believing what other people told me or basing my talent and experience on how other people feel, I could have probably been light years ahead. But it's fine. It's a hard lesson to have learned, but I'm glad that I've learned it now, so that is something that I don't have to repeat in the future when things are now, kind of going into full gear. And I'm really getting into this writing, blogging, podcasting game. But yeah, it's always stuff like that that's held me back. And it's stuff like that that will keep me down if I let it. And if I don't acknowledge that, like, hey, okay, that is what somebody might think about you and your talent, but what do you think? How do you feel? What does Adriana think of herself? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like, I don't care what your parents might think about you. I don't care about what your boss thinks, your significant other, your friends. You have to be cool with you at the end of the day. And don't let anybody else fuck that up. I know that's way, way easier said than done, but it'll only make shit harder if you don't know yourself for yourself, pretty much. So, yeah, I guess that's something else that I have to work on. And like I said, getting to know yourself, especially when you've thought you've known yourself for 27 years, is wild. It's a wild time. It's quite an experience. But it's necessary. It's all in healing, I guess. It's all part of the healing process, which is long and hard and it sucks sometimes, but I can only imagine how much of a better person I'll be when I'm not even going to say reach the finish line, because there is no finish line. There is no finish line to this shit, but every day I can notice small changes, and that's what makes it all worth it. So, yeah, in a nutshell, my low self-esteem, I'm gonna put that in quotes because I'm still grappling with, like, I have low self-esteem. Like, that doesn't even feel right coming out of my mouth. Like, what? But my low self-esteem comes from the fact that I rely on other people to tell me who and what I am. And I can't do that. And you can't do that. Because people's opinions They change. People are fickle. And so just because somebody's opinion changes about you, that doesn't change who you are. So you have to just know yourself for yourself. However long that takes you and whatever you need to do to get there, that's the important part. So anyways, that's just a little bit from me, a little update, I guess. Please continue to listen to the podcast. Strong Friend Check-In. You can find it on SoundCloud. It's only on SoundCloud right now. If you type in Strong Friend Check-In, it should come right up. If you have not subscribed to the blog, please do so. And also like, comment, and share on Strong Friend Check-In. Definitely do that. Share with all your friends. It's a real good time. Other than that, I guess I'll see you guys later. So peace out. Peace out. I'd be so aggravated with myself sometimes. Peace out. It is not 1995. All right, whatever. Bye, guys.